Today's games are brought to you by AE Engine Media and Marketing, AmericanEagle.com, Bag Tags Inc., Bubba Burger, Cliff Kid, Dick's Sporting Goods, Expand a Brand Innovative Branding Solutions, Fusionetics, MLS, Nesquik, Nike, Just Do It, Positive Coaching Alliance, Better Athletes, Better People, Premier International Tours, Soccer Shots, Sunmade, Target, Turbo Sports Group, United Soccer Coaches, Wilson Trophy Company, and Yokohama. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
It was 1935, the year that Elvis and Sandy Koufax were born. It was a year of many firsts, including the first NFL draft, the first Monopoly board game went on sale, Social Security began, and Babe Ruth hit his last home run. In addition to these milestones, the National Junior Challenge Cup was founded in 1935, offering a youth competition for young men in the United States. The cup was later named the James P. McGuire Cup, after the late U.S. soccer president, who himself was quite a standout in his earlier days, winning the U.S. Open Cup in 1929. McGuire would lead U.S. soccer and earn an international reputation as an excellent leader.
The Jim McGuire Cup was started in 1935. It was the only cup that the United States Soccer Federation had for youth players. And it was a very good competition, and I can tell you, I mean, this was the highlight of my soccer career to be a champion in 1954.
This storied cup, now the oldest trophy in youth sport.
It has a history, it has a meaning, I think it has tradition. So I think it's extremely important for our competitions, for all the age groups that kind of emulate the McGuire Cup.
Winning the McGuire Cup is huge, just because all that history that comes along with the oldest trophy in youth sports period, that's really big for us.
Who will write their name in the next chapter of the storied McGuire Cup?
forget last year. It's gone. Ancient history. It's time to forget about failure and how you came up short, how you missed the mark. Yeah, it's time to forget about the man you should have marked, the run you should have made. Remember that shot you should have taken? Time to let it all go. Forget about it. It's time to go to work.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships here outside of the Toyota Soccer Center in Frisco, Texas. Got another exciting 17U girls matchup here between Premier Navy and Pacesetter Via. Premier Navy, if you couldn't guess today, they will be wearing their Navy jerseys, and Pacesetter will be wearing white. I'm Griffin Weinberg. I'll be along with you here on Field 7 throughout the rest of today and throughout the rest of the week as we are now underway here in the 17U girls matchup. As I mentioned in the previous broadcast, if I'm ever getting a pronunciation wrong, if there's an interesting fact you want me to say about any of the players, if you want to say however I'm doing or just comment on anything about the match, you can tweet at me at Griff_Berg. That's at GRIFF_BERG. All we're given are the roster sheets, so I might get some of these pronunciations mixed up, but I'll do my best to get it right. Let me know if anything goes wrong, though. Meantime, Premier Navy is going to start things off with possession here. Emma Bocanegra had the ball in the midfield. Here's Bocanegra again. So in yesterday's matchups, Premier Navy ended up winning 2-1 over TFA Elite out of Ohio. Those two goals from Premier Navy courtesy of Alyssa Nowitzki and Phoebe Knowles. Knowles ended up scoring in the 42nd minute, while Nowitzki provided the game winner after the 90th minute. On the flip side for Pacesetter, they fell to their opponent, the FC Stars, by a score of 0-1. Here comes Premier Navy on the run now. Phoebe Knowles trying to find one of her teammates in the middle. This one going the other way. Looking up ahead, that ball just a little bit too far ahead of Morgan Kirk. Premier Navy got here by way of the National League Black Division. Finished with a record of 6-0-1 in that regard. On the counter here, Pacesetter trying to make something happen. The defense by Knowles there, good enough though to get the ball cleared up. Premier Navy in National League play ended up putting up 21 goals versus allowing just 7. Really ran through that division. The only tie they had was versus Rebels 2001 Elite. It's currently in Group B of the 17U division down here at the U.S. National Championships.
Hey, Tony, play the ball to Darby instead of turning. Challenge. Emma, you gotta be glued to her to challenge that ball, please. Emma, you gotta be glued to her to challenge.
Pacesetter on the flip side struggled a little bit during their Midwest Regionals run. They went 2-1 in group play. They did end up finishing second in the Midwest Regionals, but they only scored 6 goals. The defense did concede just 2. Now, the only reason that Pacesetter was able to qualify for the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships was because FC Kansas City qualified through the National League, and FC Kansas City ended up winning the Midwest Regionals. Because they took the National League qualification, they conceded the second place nomination to Pacesetter, and now they are down here in Frisco. FC Kansas City ended up just drawing in their previous match versus BC United. Here comes Boca Negra looking up for one of her teammates. Looked like she was trying to connect with Sofia Alguera. I did get a chance to talk to one of the Premier Navy coaches before this matchup in limited time to go over pronunciation, so hopefully I have most of those right.
Play it again. Switch! Sophia, go! Sophia, go! Go! Go, Alyssa! Go, Alyssa!
Here comes Premier Navy once again, taken down inside the box. Clean tackle, though. This one is going to result in a corner.
Come on.
Rather, it's going to be a throw-in from the corner, not a corner kick for Premier Navy. Here's the cross now on the inside. This one goes to the far side of the 18. Trying to track it down is one of the Premier players. And then coming up with it.
Gotta get the ball up in the air.
Tony Fiocco Miser was the player closest to that one. Now the corner is going to be taken by Alyssa Nowitzki. Premier Navy state champions in 2017 and 2018. The in-swinging corner here. Batted away by the keeper. It's tough to find the number on the jersey for the keeper of Pacesetter. For the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and assume that's Kendra Worm. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Second corner, headed away. Back out to Nowitzki. Another cross inside. Over the head of her teammate. Able to track it down, though, was Fava. Trying to clear it up is Pacesetter. Now they're getting some successful passing before this one falls back into possession of Premier.
Hey, it's gotta be better. It's gotta be better, right? Losing too much possession. Stop, you don't throw it, I need you here. Get up, get up. Go, Sophia.
Being sent up the way now, going for a run is Alguera, marked closely by her defender.
Gotta serve that ball faster, so Tony's running to it. Sofía, tienes que tocar el balón de primera porque Tony está ahí. Tocar a Ogo. Shoot it.
And a shove down
You know what to do, Janet.
from one of the Pacesetter players. It looked from afar that that was Madison Molzna. From this far away, she looks like a little girl, and she shoved down her other player, or rather the opponent over on Premier, and I believe that was actually Kaylee Coop, not Madison Molzna. Here comes the service inside. This ball around, headed away, and that one knocked out. Good look on the net there for Premier Navy. Staying on their offensive side.
Big ball behind that back line. We just want to kind of gently do it. Offside. Layup! That ball's got to be big. Hey, be careful in the counterattack. How do we have 3 staying and they got 4 attacking?
A lot of collegiate commits in this game. We'll start off by naming some of them on Premier Navy. Phoebe Knowles is on her way to St. John's University after her senior year. Alyssa Nowitzki will be going to Campbell University. Hannah Steele heading to Charleston Southern. And Alyssa Minnick committed to Virginia Commonwealth.
Shouldn't be that far up.
Ball flicked over the head of the defender, that one coming off the foot of Bocanegra. Pacesetter trying to run the other way. For Pacesetter, they have a slew of players who are committed to the University of Findlay: Addison Graham, Madison Molzna, Taylor Gatis, and Alyssa Stark. Don't believe any relation to Sansa Stark or the rest of the royal family, though.
You see what they do? Lay off.
A couple of other players for Pacesetter. Peyton Rigg will be going to Ohio University. Gabriella Poole heading to Toledo.
Emma, if she goes in the middle.
And Ashley Barron committed to the University of Cincinnati. About 25 minutes away from where I live.
Emma, stay. Hey, who's on 13? Put Darby on 13. Get that one to Alex.
So 11 and a half minutes through this first half. We've seen a couple decent chances for Premier Navy early on. Pacesetter still looking for their first good look at the net, though.
Composure. You inside the 18.
I'm still under the assumption that that is Kendra Worm, trying to get a read on the number. Hard to tell, though. And that is Kendra Worm. All right, good guess, Griffin. Got 3 keepers listed on their roster. I got her as the first one, though. You always assume that the lowest number is usually the keeper that's in play. Alyssa Minnick for Premier Navy also wearing number 1. Pacesetter here after not even advancing past the knockout round during the Midwest Regionals in the 2017 year. Came in second in the Midwest Regionals this year to FC Kansas City. Premier Navy ended up losing in the semifinals of the Eastern Regional Championships but qualified through the National League. A couple Pacesetter players couldn't get to it, now trying to make a run after it. For Knowles, the captain takes possession. Here comes Pacesetter now. The defenders around, trying to look up ahead, was Riley Clark, but nothing is in play.
But I told her to go. Here we want to clear the pressure. Here we want to clear the pressure. Come on, Emma, get to it, Emma.
Pacesetter right now needing to pick up some points to try to get back in contention in group play. Tied below the leaderboard after their 0-1 loss to FC Stars in yesterday's group play match. Knowles will be taking this free kick. Sends it inside the box, onto the far side, over the byline.
We talked about it, making your run. Who's on 4? Darby. Face the ball, back battle. Who's on 4? Who's on 4?
Pacesetter's had a couple good runs. They're still looking for their break here. Premier Navy with a couple of corner kicks already. We've seen them more on the offensive.
Yeah, but you see, she's just doing this. Attack the ball so it's a big clearance.
Job 3.
Sophia, you're running away.
Knowles sends this one up the middle. Now coming away with possession for Premier Navy. Making a run up is Nowitzki. Touch a little bit too hard. Pacesetter trying to counter. Good challenge over there on the far side from Leah Black. As she wins possession, a throw in for Premier.
Leah, wait for Darby. Face the ball. Who's on 4?
So far in this game, more of a matchup between the boxes. comes Pacesetter now on a run. Looking ahead, that ball is out of the reach of Morgan Kirk.
Who you giving the ball to? She just doesn't want to do the work, look. She's letting 4 go. She just doesn't want to do the work.
All right, everyone, we want to apologize for the technical difficulties that we were just going through. Right now, everything is fixed, and yes, you do see that right on your scoreboard. Premier Navy did just put up a goal, I'd say about a minute ago before we just came back on. It was Alyssa Nowitzki who scored the goal off the assist from Phoebe We'll take another look at what went down off the right foot and into the far side of the net. Well, Premier Navy, the first team in this matchup.
Gotta stay next to Jen in case 13 gets the ball.
For Nowitzki, that is her first goal here down at the USYS National Championships. Knowles now with a goal and an assist on the week so far after scoring in the 42nd minute yesterday. Another ball going on the inside, but that one easily swept up by Worm.
Sofia, vaya a marcar, dejarla free. Put on there, no turn, no turn. Who's coming for Leia?
Pacesetter trying to equalize, make something happen out of this. Grace Tursky now with the ball, trying to cross it inside. No teammates were around that, though. And there's the goal from Pacesetter.
Take a touch! Hey, and why are we leaving Leia 1v1?
Or rather, it looks like they're actually going to call that one off. We might be able to take another look at it. But it is going to be waved off. So here is the replay of what just went down. While I was foolishly looking at my score sheet, the ball was deflected away. And I believe that maybe one of the referees, the side referee, called offside. So regardless, it looked like that was the equalizer, but now it is not. Pacesetter also just made a substitution. I didn't get to see who came on, but Morgan Kirk came off the pitch. And it looked like Addison Graham now was the one who came on. The pass was intended to go to Graham. Knowles was able to cut it off.
Sophia, come on, get back. Look at 32. Look at Ella. Look at Ella.
Now here's Nowitzki once again. Inside the box, 3 defenders around, no teammates in to help. Now here comes one. Bocanegra. Outside, goes back. Knowles. Fires away with the right foot, and that one goes to the left of the net. Another good look there for Premier, but still a tough break for Pacesetter just moments ago as it appeared they had the equalizer. We're now going to be taking a water break here on field 7. We're going to go ahead and step aside momentarily as these teams take a break. We'll be back in about a minute and a half or so.
Okay, so that means you gotta bust your chops. Don't let them play the ball over the top. If they play, you gotta sprint, clear the ball. Stop dribbling in the back. Okay?
Hey guys, we need this next goal, guys. Like, quick, come on. Don't lose focus. Bring it in.
Do not give them momentum.
Yeah, we need the next goal, guys. Navy at 101! One! Navy at 1! Woo! Let's go, ladies!
Guys, find the second goal. Let's go. Find the second goal.
Maybe I'll see a goal instead of this.
The outside back's going at 35. Okay, you go in left, go in right, and then you go in left.
We are back underway here, field 7, outside of the Toyota Soccer Center. Premier Navy versus Pacesetter Via. After that short water break, the teams are going to be taking throughout the rest of the day. Pacesetter trying to get a run going just
Alex, I want you in
minutes after it seemed like they equalized. Instead, one of the players was called offside. The first goal of today's match from Premier Navy coming courtesy off the foot of Alyssa Nowitzki from the service from Phoebe Knowles.
Emma, pone Alex con la 4 defensivamente. Alex tiene que marcar número 4. Y te quedas con la otra.
Hey! Ashley, set yourself up! Guys, hate it! Hate it! We gotta be on the touchline there!
And right out of the water break, a corner kick. Looks like Nowitzki is going to be taking it again. She keeps this one low. Knowles back to Nowitzki. Crosses this one inside. And that one off the hands of Kendra Worm will set up another corner. This one to be taken from the near side. Good sequence there, another good look. And aside from that lost equalizer from Pacesetter, they really haven't had too many good offensive chances. It's really just been controlled by Premier Navy. The team based out of Baltimore, Maryland. qualifying for the national championships by way of the National League Black Division. The in-swinger, this one stays low though, Knowles. That one deflected away, now Pacesetter here on the counter. One defender to beat, passes it off, too far ahead for her teammate. Good idea for Pacesetter between Addison Graham and Gabriella Poole. So another ball has to be rolled out onto the pitch. Once again, the caveats of playing here in a big soccer complex. You have to go fetch after your own balls. You don't have anyone to get them for you.
Jenna, can you pass that one to either Leo or Alyssa?
Substitutions on board here for Pacesetter and Premier. For Premier, it's going to be 25 in blue checking on. And then 9 in white.
Let's get behind the ball.
So for Pacesetter, that means Madison Molsna coming in.
3 minutes, you guys go in, 3 minutes.
And for Premier Blue, I don't have a 25 on my roster. So if anyone's listening who wants to tell me who that is, feel free to go ahead and tweet at me. That's at Griff_Berg, as this ball now goes through the box, and that one is swooped up by Minnick. I was saying you can tweet at me at GRIFF_BERG. Let me know who 25 on Premier Navy is. Oh, never mind. Now I see it. Daniela Cabral. Apologies. Still tweet at me, though, if you have anything to say. So Daniela Cabral checked in for Premier Navy. Another substitution here for Pacesetter. 20 in white checking on. Taylor Gaddis is going to take a seat. And Caitlin Embrock is the player who is now checked in. So we are just about 10.5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Corner on the way. This one looks like Jenna Sneed will be taking the in-swing. Off the leg of a Pacesetter defender, back to Sneed, another cross inside, off the head, and that one gets into the net. Premier Navy now with a 2-0 lead here in the 35th minute. Take another look. Right outside of the 18, the cross goes in off of the head of Madison Carr. Carr also recently checking in for Premier Navy. A goal off the bench to give them a 2-0 lead over Pacesetter. Carr in National League play had 6 goals and her team 6 wins and 1 draw. Those 6 goals tied for 5th in the National League. picks up her first one here this week. Pacesetter really needing to pick up their offense here in the final 8.5 minutes of this first half. They need to find some momentum while they go into the half. For a majority of this first half, it's been all controlled pretty much by Premier Navy.
Help defend, help defend, help defend.
We'll see what they can do here. Two defenders marking Madison Molsna. Taken away. A little bit too touchy. This one now going the other way for Premier.
Amigo.
I'm listening, I'm watching. Thank you.
A couple more substitutions here for Premier Navy. Looks like Darby Reinhardt will be coming off, one of the players. Phoebe Knoll's coming back in. She'll take the free kick. Kiana Miller just checked in as well. And the third player, Hannah Steele, Charleston Southern commit, into the match for the first time today. Leah Black is another one of the players for Premier Navy that just checked off. Not sure of the third one, though. Miller had her first touch. She's trying to run up. That ball taken back. Pacesetter now trying to make some moves. All right, everyone, we had some more technical difficulties. We apologize about that. Now we are back with the live stream here at the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships, presented to you by Turbo Sports Group. Score still with Premier Navy in the lead at 2-0. You can see we're now in the 42nd minute here in the first half of this matchup between Premier Navy and Pacesetter Via. Possession quickly changed. Free kick on the way for Pacesetter. We'd really like to get something going to try to get some momentum going into the half. Their offense has been pretty stagnant for a majority of this first half. Fava went near side to her teammate, Cabrera. Now Knowles moving in, inching closer to the net. Fires one away and a diving save made by Worm. So a good look there once again from Knowles and Premier Navy. Nice save by Kendra Worm. This ball coming out over there. One Pacesetter player, teammate ahead of her, tries to pass it off, fakes it. As possession gets taken away. Decent little looking run there from Haley Johnson. Pacesetter maintaining possession though. Ashley Barron now. Barron, the cross inside. Steele is there. One shot and that one flies over the post. A good look there from Pacesetter in the closing minutes.
If you can, don't get out of the way. Gianna and Daniela, why not get the ball there and tackle?
National Championships here. This matchup presented to you by Turbo Sports Group between Premier Navy and Pacesetter Via. Really, the first half was controlled much by Premier Navy. They go into the second half leading 2-0. The first goal coming off this service from Phoebe Knowles and off the foot of Alyssa Nowicki to help put Premier Navy up 1-0 over Pacesetter. From there on out, it looked like it was going to be the equalizer for Pacesetter, but one of their players was offside. You could see there was a deflection. Thought they equalized. Turned out they did not. From there on out, Premier really controlled most of the offensive charge. Get another look here. Goal number 2 coming off the foot of Madison Carr. Her first goal here down at the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. She had 6 goals in the National League, scoring, tied for 5th in that. Now that brings us here to the start of the second half. We're going to get things kicked off here. Premier Navy ready to go in this second half, while Pacesetter still strategizing over how they are going to approach things. Pacesetter did have a solid look at the net to end the second half, to end the first half rather, and we know that we were dealing with some technical difficulties, so you didn't get to watch the end of that first half. We apologize for any of those. We're dealing with these issues as we go along, and hopefully we'll be able to stay on for this entire second half. If not, hopefully you have a chance to follow along on Twitter. And also, as I've been mentioning throughout this game and throughout the week, you can go ahead and tweet at me any problems you may have. If maybe I'm pronouncing a name wrong, you want to give me a little stat on someone who is playing in this game, you want me to talk about them more, just let me know about it. You can tweet at me at Griff_Berg, that's at GRIFF_BERG. Believe me, it won't be weird. I've been getting tweets from people all day yesterday and today, giving me some corrections on either roster numbers, pronunciations, and so on and so on. So now Pacesetter has finally come back out onto the pitch. They're getting ready to set up in formation and getting ready to kick things off here in the second half. Premier Navy on their way to picking up 3 more points after defeating TFA Elite, based out of Ohio. In yesterday's matchup, they won that by a score of 2-1. Trying to beat their second consecutive Ohio team today, Pacesetter, based out of Toledo. Pacesetter, on the other hand, lost yesterday 0-1 to FC Stars. So we're now underway here in the second half from Field 7 at the Toyota Soccer Center.
Maddie, you gotta go closer. Maddie, go in.
Here comes Premier now trying to move in. That ball looked like it hit off the post.
Tony,
So Premier, with that 2-0 lead, looking to keep the fire and fury coming.
You gotta make sure you get to that back post.
Maddie Carr and Phoebe Knowles were around that ball. Knowles with an assist in the first half. Carr with the second goal for Premier.
Alex, I need you back, guys.
Pacesetter now here on the counter trying to make a run out of something. Before that ball is scooped up into the arms, it looks like we have a keeper change for Premier Navy. It looks like Kira Watson is now in the net for the Navy team. Alyssa Minnick was the keeper in the first half, the collegiate commit to Virginia Commonwealth.
I need players to win the ball in the air, please. Look at Phoebe. Phoebe, go. Look at Phoebe.
Trying to move the ball across the field. Darby Reinhardt couldn't find any of her teammates. That ball rolls over the byline. It'll be a goal kick here for Watson.
Darby, shift your left so you can win the header.
Pacesetter once again got here in a very interesting way down to the national championships. Finished second in the Midwest Regionals. But they only qualified because FC Kansas City, the eventual winner of the Midwest Regionals, qualified through the National League stage. FC Kansas City played in the match here on Field 7 before this one, and they drew BC United. Here's Knowles, nifty little moves to get past her defender. Premier Navy now trying to make another move. Here's 17 in Navy. That ball deflected away. The long legs coming from Pacesetter's defender Ashley Barron, sliding, able to give Premier a throw-in.
Where's the help? Phoebe, gotta come this way, Phoebe.
Here's Fava, far side, trying to cross it in off the back of a Pacesetter defender. Premier keeps possession.
Stay in the middle because there's no one there.
Cabral was over there, moving inside, looking for Carr. There is Barron. Back over here, a shot once again blocked by Barron. Premier continuing to battle along. Alex Fava almost had a chance at that, but Barron's defense stout here in the first few minutes of the second half. Reinhardt tripped up by a Pacesetter player. Now a little cross inside. Barron headed it again.
Gotta be in front of her. Hey! When the ball's about to be crossed, you get in front of the center back. Away!
We're back here now, Field 7, U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. Once again, dealing with technical difficulties. We apologize for any of those. Haven't missed too much action. Premier Navy has had a couple of decent looks at the net here in this second half. Not coming too close to a goal, though. Pacesetter still looking for good shot chances here. Right now, Pacesetter might have something going on for him. Finds a teammate in the middle of the field. Nifty move to get past one. Fires one away with the left foot, but that one is right at the keeper, Kier Watson. So a good look there from Pacesetter. Looked like that shot came from Gabriella Poole.
Daniela, get in. Settle with Phoebe. Take a 1v1 this way. This way. This way. Go at it now. Go.
Here's Knowles now. Marked by one defender, trying to outrun her. Putting the moves, trying to stop and go, moving back in, looking for a teammate. One shot with the left foot. Not quite a good enough look. That ball coming off the left foot of Daniela Cabral.
You need to be selfish there. I don't care. It's inside the box. I'm not going to yell at you. 1v1, you're the best.
See, we're in the 55th minute here, almost 10 minutes through this second half.
Daniela Ellis, get behind the ball.
Fava trying to get over to the ball in the midfield. This will be a throw in for Premier. Knowles took down Alyssa Stark. Fava to Barron. Pacesetter with not much there. Riley Clark was looking ahead for one of her teammates. Not much going on. Pacesetter trying to avoid being 0-2 in group play, while Premier trying to move to 2-0. 3 defenders around for Pacesetter, 2 for Premier. Madison Carr was overlooked.
Number 4. Every time on the ball. Pass and move. Go at it, selfish stuff.
Here's Knowles now, going through 2 defenders, trying to keep the ball in front of her before it's cleared up. Pacesetter with a chance. And almost a good look there. Addison Graham had a chance on it, couldn't get back to the ball quick enough though. Here's Poole. Finds a teammate. Another one.
Alex, can you please get back defensively? Defensively! Get behind the ball! Get behind the ball. If the ball goes to her, you can step.
Well, we got to this 2-0 game from 2 goals by Premier Navy in that first half. Alyssa Nowitzki was able to put one away in the 21st minute. Her second goal of group play after scoring in stoppage time. It was the game winner in yesterday's 2-1 win over TFA Elite out of Ohio. Second goal coming courtesy of Maddie Carr. Fava took one straight to the gut, and that one has her stalled for a moment. Staying to walk around though. This ball is going to be a throw-in for Pacesetter. Fava continuing to walk that off. Might have just gotten the wind knocked out of her momentarily, but she seems like she's going to be fine as play continues on. Service on the inside. Watson coming out off of her hands, and now this one is in play before it's cleared out. Dangerous play from Kira Watson. And it looked like Brianna Bush was able to push that one away. Watson will now take her time. Anytime a ball comes in, you can't be willing to bat it away. If you're that close, you're in the box and you have opposing players around you, you have to scoop that ball up. You can't take any risks like that. Could have resulted in a goal, a scary moment for the fill-in keeper for Premier Navy. In the meantime, here's Phoebe Knowles now. Moving in, she has Carr on the inside, fires with the left foot, but that one goes to the left of the net.
Listen to me.
Good quick look on that run for Premier.
Turn and shoot, okay?
Knowles was searching for her second assist of the day. She had a goal in yesterday's win back in the 42nd minute, and the assist on Alyssa Nowitzki's goal in the 21st.
Move it. Maddie, make a run for her. Phoebe, get in. Daniela, get in.
Here's Premier running over Brianna Bush. Throw in for
Maddie,
Premier.
go get it. Maddie, you go get it. Look. Drop. One of you's got to drop. Daniela, 32. Try to get a corner.
Carr marked by 2 defenders, passes it out, cross sent inside. Few players around. Fava is there for one, calling for a handball. Is the Premier bench not going to get the call though? Nice little moves there from Cabral. This ball is cleared out though. Pacesetter trying to run. Haley Johnson now. 1 defender around, now 2. Finds a teammate. Sends a ball on the inside. That one off the top of the post, rebounded. This one goes, and that finds the back of the net. Pacesetter able to get back in this one, now trailing by just 1 after a 60-second goal. Take another look at this one. Looks like Grace Tursky was at the top of the box, hit the post over there on the rebound, and now Pacesetter trailing by just 1. That is their first goal scored here in group play. Couldn't read on who the number was that was for Pacesetter, who was able to put that one in the back of the net. After it hit the post, it was deflected by a Pacesetter player into the hands of Kira Watson, and then deflected away once again. Looks like it was number 32, Gabriella Poole. So I believe that was Gabriella Poole, the goal scorer for Pacesetter. And that's the kind of thing that can turn a match like this around. Premier's been controlling the offense a majority of this entire game, but 1 goal will shift all the momentum towards Pacesetter's side.
No foul. Looking at it, right away. Go at it.
Here's Carr now, gives it back to a teammate. Trying to find in for Carr, she has a left foot, and that one a diving save made by Kendra Worm. So moments after Gabriella Poole puts one in the back of the net, a nice save there to keep Pacesetter in this game. Really good look there from Maddie Carr as well. Didn't pick it up too far. Here's Knowles, nifty move to get by. 3-on-2 chance here for Premier. Knowles going up against her defender, and that one taken away once again by Ashley Barron. Will result in a corner kick though. Barron has been great all day. She looks to be one of the taller players on the pitch on either side. Rather, it's going to be a throw-in as Barron clears this one up. Here comes Pacesetter now. Addison Graham with the ball near side. Graham sends a cross in. Going to the far side of the box, 1 player's there, firing off a shot, deflected away, still in the 18 before it's cleared out. Pacesetter will most likely have to at least pick up 1 more goal and come away from this match with points if they want a chance to stay into contention to advance here at the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. If they fall, they will have lost their first 2 games.
Why start it by yourself there?
There's Fava. Looking up for Canoles. Canoles now has a little bit of a clearing. She overstepped that ball, though. It's about her third or fourth good look here, just in this second half, now on this near side. Feels like Canole is due for one. Looks like 3 substitutions to be made. Miller is coming off for Premier Navy. Coming on, 885 in Navy. So Ella Bjorn and Alyssa Nowicki, and then Leia Black.
Tackle! Win it! Alex, close the middle, Alex. Close the middle.
Leia, there's one behind, Leia. Good, Hannah.
Alex, you gotta stay central. We need to challenge.
Just under 22 minutes left here in this second half.
Darby, switch.
Premier with a chance here now on the far side. Nowicki is there. Carr is in the middle. Being defended by Barron. Sends a cross in. She has a couple of teammates around. Headed up by 25. Cabral still over there. One teammate in. The goalie is out. This one has to be cleared away. And it will be a throw-in for Premier. Got to take advantage of that. Premier trying to work fast. Here's Canoles. Pump fake. Moves in. Fire with the right foot. Deflected away. Nifty move from Canoles before the challenge is won by the defender at Pacesetter. And here comes the counter challenge. Leia Black. Cross inside over the head of Carr, over the head of Nowicki. What a sequence there for Premier Navy. They had a run at one point. I believe it was 2-on-1 for Premier. A couple of teammates in the box. Couldn't find the back of the net, though. Here is another look at Phoebe Canoles' attempt to try to make a move to get in. Good defense there, coming from Pacesetter's Emily Gardner. And then Leia Black was able to fire off a cross before it went over the head of 2 of her teammates. And that leads us into a water break halfway through the second half. We'll go ahead and take a break here at Field 7 outside the Toyota Soccer Center, but make sure to stay tuned. We'll be back in about a minute.
Stop playing at one touch into the goal. We've missed 6 or 7 opportunities. Danielle, I'm yelling at you. You by yourself when you try to flick the ball with your head. Composure inside the box, please. So look. Phoebe, you're gonna go center back. Hannah, you're gonna step out. Sophia, you're gonna go to the left. Okay? It's gonna be Ella, Leia, Phoebe, Jenna. Listen now. Alex and Darby, you gotta hold. Get the ball, play it wide, play it wide. Stop going all over the place. No. You get it, switch. Get it, switch. There's a little bit of space, take it, but don't use it. Daniela is the playmaker. Let Daniela be the one that pushes the ball. And then Alyssa on the right, Sophia on the left, then Maddie up top.
We're back here. Field 7, Toyota Soccer Center. Premier Navy versus Pacesetter via coming out of the water break, where Premier came oh so close to picking up their third goal of the afternoon. That was just an amazing sequence that we saw. There was about 4 or 5 Premier players around inside the box. They have another chance here. This one fired away, but that one falls in front of the net. And Premier not slowing down now, picking things up on the offensive side.
Put the ball on the ground.
Well, right before that water break, as I was just saying, they had many of their teammates inside the box, and at one point it was an open net because Pacesetter's keeper, Kendra Worm, was off to the side trying to save one of the previous shots. But the defensive side, or the defensive third from Pacesetter, was able to hold their own and keep the ball out of the net. They know that they cannot afford to lose this match. Premier will need to slow things down a little bit here. Cabral had the ball, taken away by Johnson. Fava there now.
Maddie, I told you to turn you by yourself there. Look at Maddie, make her run. Let's talk to her. 1v1.
Now here's Maddie Carr going up against Barron, trying to put the moves on, and she gets that one past Worm. Maddie Carr, goal number 2.
Awesome.
How about that?
Awesome. Maddie, all day, 1v1.
It kept feeling like Premier was due for another goal. Maddie Carr going up against Pacesetter's best defender, Ashley Barron, shifts to the outside, kicks that one near side, her far post. So Maddie Carr with her second goal of the afternoon, putting Premier up by 2. Pacesetter is really going to need all that they can get in here in these final 15 minutes or so. Pacesetter's only goal today, and only goal so far in group play, came in the second half courtesy of Gabriella Poole, and what seemed to be a fluke play where the ball just got away from replacement keeper Kira Watson. That sequence of ball hit off the top of the post, bounced off, deflected towards the net by one of the Pacesetter players, deflected off of Watson, and subsequently put in the back of the net by Poole. And what some may call that goal luck, they're going to need all skill in these final 15 minutes to try to get back into contention. Knowles with the service inside. Reinhardt lost track of that ball and called for what looks like an over-the-back call foul. That would be called in basketball. She is towering over the other players out there. Ashley Barron and Darby Reinhardt. They look to be at least 6'2" or maybe even 6'3". Incredible height for a 17-year-old girl. In the meantime, here's Premier on the counter. It's Nowicki. Moving past, tripped up, free kick awarded.
Set up the play. Let's see what we can do. Sophia, all the way over here. All the way over here. You here. One.
Mir will take their time to strategize over how to approach this free kick. They're comfortable with a 2-goal cushion.
Get out of the way. Either Phoebe or Jenna gotta stay.
They want to take advantage of anything possible, though. You see Gabriella Poole, who's in that huddle for Pacesetter.
Hey, no, the other way.
It's Carr and Knowles lined up. Knowles keeps it low. Carr with another shot, and that one flies just past the net. Deflection is called, so it's going to be a corner. Looks like Kendra Worm got a hand on it.
Two.
And I love that decision of the way that Maddie Carr has looked so far in this afternoon. Knowles fed it off before Carr was able to get the pass back and fired it away with the right foot.
Daniela.
Going to keep this one low again. Cabral back out. The cross being sent inside. Good looking ball. Fava is there off her head. Nowitzki cleared out. Knowles and Leia Black were there, now having to chase it down. Ella Bjorn before Kira Watson comes way out of the net.
Alex, get back. Time to get back. Phoebe, get back. Let's go. Alex, I need you. Phoebe, come on. Time to get in the ball. Good job, Al. Someone on team. Look at this. Hold it. Hold
Maddie
it.
Carr, marked by Barron, feeds it back. Nowitzki near side. Good slide there. Premier working the counter now. Nowitzki
Go to the box.
trying to get past her defender, sends it inside. Nothing happening. Alyssa Stark had the sliding save at midfield moments ago. Holding her own on the defensive side here too. Substitution on board for Pacesetter. Looks like Riley Clark just came out. And Kaylee Coop
Put it down. Put it down.
has just checked in for Pacesetter.
Go through it.
Keep going, Darby.
Darby, go through it. Go over. Sophia, get back. Sophia, get back.
Under 10 minutes here in the second half. Pacesetter running out of time and seeing their chances of advancement diminishing.
Get back.
Another substitution to be made for Premier Navy. Coming on to the pitch, Emma Bocanegra. Carr going for another run. Pacesetter now. Substitution for Premier Navy. Looks like Gabrielle Cabrera just coming in favor of Daniela Cabral. Morgan Kirk tries to find one of her teammates inside. And things have seemingly started to slow down in the past few minutes when Pacesetter has really needed them to ramp up. They've done a good job in the past few minutes of keeping the ball on their offensive side. But now they need something to show for it. Stout defense by Premier, trying to work the counter. Carr, good 1-2 passing here. Alguera, far side, going into Carr once again. Two teammates in the box. Carr had her back turned, though, to Gabriela Cabrera. Good tackle there by Barron. Premier will hold possession. Things not looking up for Pacesetter now.
Early crosses. Come on, Sophia!
Alguero is on the far side for Premier. It'll be a throw-in for Pacesetter. Under 5 to go.
Get back, Sophia! Liz, get even with Natty. Natty, post up. Post up. Darby, can you stay with 9?
Make your run, Liz. Make your run.
Big one. Big one.
Knowles will take her time.
Someone's got to jump to the ball. Someone's got to jump to the ball.
Sends this one far and away near Maddie Carr. Worm comes out to get it. Pacesetter needs to push it.
Let's go, no bounces.
Here comes Pacesetter now. Free kick on the way.
Hold 18. Darby! Darby! Pick up 41. Go side, follow the runners.
Free kick on the way for Skanes. This one over the head, and that one is over the post. Wow, that looked close. Good look there for Ella Skanes. Fired this one. It looked like it could have been good.
Maddie, come on, Maddie, get in there.
You got to appreciate it, but now you start asking yourself, do you like them taking the shot? Would you have rather used a set piece in that situation? I guess no matter what, you need to score 2, so you got to risk it to get the biscuit. Premier now on the counter. Cabrera. Pacesetter will get the throw in.
Force it in the middle. Force it in the middle. Come on, go. Force it in the middle. Better. Come on. Away. Well done.
90 seconds here.
Come on, come on.
Cross on the inside, no Pacesetter players around.
Hey, why did you ask for the ball? Gabriella, where were you? That ball shot away. Maddie, this way.
Knowles once again going to take her time with this, trying to let the clock run out, giving Premier their second victory of group play. Should things hold, barring a miracle comeback, Premier will move to 2-0. Pacesetter will drop to 0-2. I'm not sure what happened in the other group match this morning in this group for the 17U girls division, but that should all but eliminate Pacesetter. See how much stoppage time is awarded. Two minutes of stoppage time. Should be retroactive to the 90th minute, so just under 90 seconds to go here. Here comes Nowinski, hoping for one last run, maybe to extend the lead a little bit more. Not going to happen, though, on Barron's account.
Keep going.
Nice move far side. Fires with the left foot in front of Kendra Worm. Now just waiting for the final whistle here. And there it is. Premier Navy defeats Pacesetter via 3-1. 2 goals on Premier's side coming from the foot of Maddie Carr. And the first goal of the day from Premier, Alyssa Nowicki. Phoebe Knoll's credited with an assist as well. They move to 2-0. Pacesetter drops to 0-2. Thank you for tuning into this matchup here, the 17U Girls Division at the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships, presented to you by Turbo Sports Group. Stick around for some more fun here on Field 7 outside the Toyota Soccer Center.